In Babylon, starlings gaped in the heat, showing dark tongues. Beyond vast city walls, the sun leaned on those who labored in the fields, pressing them down. As he walked in the middle of the road, the great king bore a sheen on his skin. Of oil or sweat his son could not have said. His father's beard gleamed in tight black curls, as much a part of him as the odor of roses or the long paneled coat he wore. The air smelled of hot stone and cypress trees, like spearheads against the sky. The streets all around had been emptied of those who lived there. Not a child, not an old woman, not a chicken had been left to scratch the earth as the imperial soldiers had cleared a way for the king to walk. The silence lay so heavy, the boy could hear birdsong. The streets of Ningal had been laid with soft palm branches, thick underfoot and still green. No foul odors would interrupt their conversation or distract the older man from this moment of instruction. His purpose was the very survival of his house, and he had allowed neither courtesans nor spies to stand close enough to hear. His captains thought it was a royal whim that had sent them out to clear the districts on either side long before the sun rose that morning. The truth was that some words could not be overheard. The king knew there were many listeners in his court. There were just too many small satraps, too many kingdoms whose crowns he had crushed beneath his sandals. 90 rulers paid their spies to listen, while 1,000 courtiers jostled for position. The simple pleasure of walking alone with his son, as any shepherd might have done, had become a luxury as great as rubies, as valuable as the thick gold coins they called archers that bore the likeness of King Darius across the empire. As they walked, the little boy stole sideways glances at his father, adoring and trusting him in all things. Young Artaxerxes matched his gait to the king's, though it meant he had to add half a pace every once in a while, skipping to keep up. Darius appeared not to notice, though Artaxerxes knew his father missed very little of anything. The secret of his long reign lay in his wisdom. If the little boy's opinion had ever been sought, he would have said that his father had never been wrong. On court days, the king sat in judgment on his most powerful lords, on men whose armies ran to tens of thousands, who ruled lands of jade and ivory about as far off as the moon. Darius would listen and run a hand down his beard, picking up a shine on his fingers. He would rub thumb and forefinger together, or take a grape from a golden bowl held by a slave kneeling at his feet. In such a way, Darius saw through to the heart of a problem, while his advisers were still weighing and arguing. Artaxerxes wanted that extraordinary insight, so he listened and learned well.